been an exciting week for Mega64. We put out a couple of new videos since our last podcast.
Yeah, we have. We put out a brand new, all new prank video. It's what you have to do to be among the YouTube elite. We realized this video game stuff, that's for nerds. We got to throw that out. Yeah. And we just got to get to the heart of YouTube. So we put out a killer prank video. It's a good time. Gather the family around if you haven't seen it yet and watch Genital Mutilation Prank.
Right.
Watch it. Your kids are going to love it.
I think it's our finest skit to date.
Yummy.
Oh,
yeah.
That's confirmed.
The pranks, just it's a killer prank, man. We got all kinds of funny reactions. People thinking their PPs are gone.
It's funny because we did that video and it's so heinous, and that was a tamer version of the video we were parodying. So that's interesting.
I don't even think it's that heinous. I think it's a good video. I like it. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. The dick mutilation prank. We got our... It's the genital mutilation prank.
Yeah.
I really do like
be appropriate.
Yeah. My favorite part is that you go above and beyond. You chop up hot dogs, and I mean, even on Eric, that's not his.
We chopped up so many hot dogs, and you know what? Somebody.
It's a satisfying sound.
I think the latest comment is like, "What happened to the Indian guy? Why is he not in the video?" Referring to me. I was the guy chopping up the wieners.
You're the dick cutter.
You know what is something that no one knows about? Maybe they saw the behind the scenes. I didn't finish watching that. But that you're wearing a gorilla suit.
Yeah, you don't really see that.
You're just wearing it.
Yeah,
you don't see that detail too clearly.
In my mind, there was a whole backstory to the skit, and I played the character known as Dick Cutter. And you heard a couple of my lines in the video, but I had so many lines during the taping of this. And they were all just threats about how I was going to brutally cut off Sean's penis. And my costume was a ski mask, a trench coat, and then, like a gorilla suit with the gorilla, like, nipples exposed.
Yeah, it's got like a
Because I just thought it'd be, like, weird and creepy, but you couldn't really see the suit. But I think the video still turned out really funny.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite videos we did this year. Honestly.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I like that video.
I can't stop laughing at all the reactions. Eric and Sean are so good in it. Derek is funny in it.
Yeah, I think,
and on top of that, that's all the stuff. Just watching it, I'm enjoying. But I love playing Johnny Nutmeg. That was so much fun. Yeah. Getting to talk like a little cute British boy. Hey, aren't I so handsome? You know,
like
whatever. It was so.
Yeah.
Oh, and I ended up having fun. I think I have more fun when when I play just shitty, annoying people.
I think you were,
you know,
like I think you should. I would like to know your feelings about the costume you were wearing, because I felt like you were happy to put those clothes on.
Yeah, we went shopping ahead of time. We went to the mall and got, like, what would this guy wear? And that ended up being really fun because it was like, it wasn't buying a costume like Shadow of Mordor. Oh, we got to get armor. Oh, we got to get things specific to a time period. It was like, no, this guy's here right now. What would he wear? And it was kind of fun deciding that. I don't know. I don't normally get to do that. And yeah, so I wore these weird sweatpants kind of things.
They were sweatpants. From a clothing store.
Shirt with stripy.
What's funny, I think, is that you looked really fashionable, whatever. And I'm sure all those people who wear those clothes want to look fashionable. We walked into a store and spent 5 minutes and picked random clothes off the rack, and that was the costume. Yeah. So for everybody thinking you looked really fashionable, it was honestly just Joe Blow walking off the street.
But
it's that easy.
But I think those clothes, like, I was ready to just put on whatever. I didn't need. In my head, I was like, we don't need to go shopping. But Derek actually suggested, no, we should go shopping. Let's look for stuff.
Yeah.
And that ended up helping because I really look like that guy. I look or whoever we were trying to create. I just feel like I'm
Johnny
another
Nutmeg.
person. And I didn't even think I looked that bad. I just looked like alternate universe me.
No, you look of the time.
You look like a YouTuber who's making a little money, goes to the mall and picks out some nice clothes.
Takes about 5 minutes to do so.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Johnny Nutmeg, great character. I'd like to see that character come back in future
videos,
videos, perhaps.
When we were filming that, the hot dog. I don't remember what you saw in the behind the scenes, but like the hot dog juices kept getting on the mask, which ended up just being underwear they put on my face. And like when it was on my face, it was just like hot dog juice.
How was it getting onto the mask?
Because when Derek would we did
he'd flick it around.
A couple takes of it. Yeah.
Covered in it. So the video, I don't know if it's clear, but Eric had a hot dog taped to his belt, and we snipped that off. And by the way, that's my favorite moment when we cut his wiener off, and it's like goes to Mad World Piano. Gets me every time.
Yeah.
But then Dick Cutter had another hot dog in his pocket, and so I pulled that out and like pretended. In my mind, Sean's adrenaline, the character, he would be going so much that he would just believe anything that happened. So then I like pretended it's his own thing. Yeah. So I had hot dogs in all my pockets. Like there were hot dogs everywhere, all over the floor. We had to do multiple takes.
Where's this trench coat?
It's back on the costume rack.
Oh, okay. That's clean.
Just smells like
it's all good.
Yeah, it just smells like a hot dog.
Those scissors were sharp too. I think I like sliced my finger a little bit when I was trying to cut Sean's wiener, which made me feel like reckless because like moments before that I was teasing Sean. He was all taped up, and I was like swinging the shears all around him.
That is like frightening to me
because
he's in a chair.
That was a little scary.
You were getting close.
Well, here's the thing. I felt like I was in complete control, so he had nothing to worry about until I cut my own finger. And then I was like, maybe he was justified being a little worried.
Even though you're in complete control, I have no control of the situation. I'm like, can't move.
Well, I was getting you into character. Imagine the real Dick Cutter.
Okay? Oh, yeah.
He's getting even more reckless.
I yelled so much that first take that I threw up. Like,
oh my god.
Yeah, actually,
I like... But I was going to swallow it, and then I was like, no, it's better if you just spit it out, because it looks more gruesome. So it's like... So
is that in the video?
No, I don't think it made it.
I think you can kind of faintly see it in a couple parts. But I was going to say, so the behind the scenes for that video came out today. If you're watching this, we're recording this on Sunday. As a little bonus, we put it up today, and I'm proud to announce that the behind the scenes of the video is purely the camera from the merch area of our warehouse, and it's just Kevin packing people's orders as he listens to the horrific noises. That's it.
Really?
Kevin showed me that footage, and I went, well, there's our behind the scenes video. That's all you need to see. It is uncut, just that. But I put one little extra stinger at the end, and it's Sean when he was fastened to the seat and couldn't get up. And we rubbed dirty underwear in his face. That was in there. That
was good.
So that's all they saw.
Classic moment.
Very
classic, fun. Great moment. Yeah. But anyway, I was gonna say just real quick, what was weird with that? What was weird with that video is, so basically we put that out and are kind of, and we were kind of in this mindset. We were kind of inspired by these pranks we were seeing that were just kind of like inhumane in a way that like, when you see a prank by like the Jackass guys or whatever, they get it because it's like, it's just dumb. It's, oh, hey, we're going to throw funny stuff in a wood chipper, or stuff like that. But we were seeing this trend of pranks that were like, look, I said a racial slur to someone to their face. Like, okay, these people have natural human reactions to danger in front of them. Like it's not anything really that funny. And so we really, we took it to the furthest extreme we possibly could, which was, what if you thought, you were getting mutilated in the worst way possible? So
yeah, and this idea of just like this isn't funny.
Yeah.
It's a comedy video, but the entire idea is something that's inherently not funny.
Honestly, I think that was the discussion: was what's the least funny thing that could happen to you?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. But anyway, genital mutilation. But anyway, so we did that. It's funny because I can't think of any other video. I mean, I'm sure there were some earlier in the year. We did a Metal Gear video recently that was really big, and I got lots of good feedback on that, but I got more feedback on this video than ever. I got so many emails that were like, oh, wow, you nailed that kind of video, or you enjoy, such great positive feedback. I want to say thank you to everybody. But it was funny because when we put it out, the view counter is in real time now, and it used to get stuck at 301. But it was really but it was like 100 for a long time. And even right now, the views aren't that high on that video, and when we put up when I put up the behind the scenes today, they were high really fast, and I don't know if something was weird that day, and I think I vocalized that to Derek the other day. I'm like, I don't know if the counter is maybe not functioning correctly. It's just not that high.
My theory was people just don't want to watch a video called Genital Mutilation.
That was Derek's response. I said that, and Derek went, do you think maybe people just don't want to click genital mutilation prank?
I think
and I was
so.
like, well, I'll stop researching this.
Yeah, because I think, we talked about, it's like, hey, there's going to be a lot of people who watch this who don't know who Mega64 is and think this is a real prank.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a lot of people who thought it was a real prank and didn't watch it. So.
I mean, when you tweeted it out, I thought it was a collaboration video because of the way it was written. You hit it pitch perfect. I'm
awesome.
Like, oh, wow, they did like a prank video or something?
There are a couple comments that I saw, I think they're on Facebook, of people who clearly did not click it that were like, well,
can't believe
R.I.P. And sometimes people post fake stuff.
Right.
But I'm usually pretty good at seeing through it. And there was someone that was legitimately like, this really breaks my heart. Like, this is just clickbait bullshit. And I used to like you guys. And it's like, oh, man, just click it.
Yeah.
I know it's hard. I know you don't want to.
There were a couple comments, people who obviously thought the prank was real. So we were a success. One guy was really offended that we would run up and hug and kiss a girl on the street when she wasn't expecting it.
I love that. I love that.
That was a good part.
You know what's funny, too? I will going back to when we filmed that.
Yeah.
So we went with our friend Nicole. You guys know Nicole from a lot of our videos. We went down to the beach with her, and we were like, okay, we just need one quick shot where I'm going to grab you in public, and you're kind of, okay, whatever. But we're going to do it completely not a thing. You don't have to, we don't have to make a big scene, and we're going to make it clear to everyone. We're not hiding the camera or anything like that. It's clear that we're just messing around so that no one thinks there's a serious abduction or anything like that. And it's so funny because even doing it all so overtly and deliberately and showing everyone our gear and whatever, I still felt like when I did that, there were still like 2 or 3 people.
Well, yeah.
It's like, oh man, this is, it was like, I just thought, oh, we made it so clear, it'll be fine. And it's like, I still felt horrible in the moment. And so I don't see how any of these people can do that. That kind of stunt for real.
Yeah.
That I felt so evil, and it's like, but
you know what?
It was nothing. We were just.
But there's guys out
those
like,
people
that try to kiss girls.
You know what?
As a stunt.
I don't believe that's real.
Anything for the
I think that's all
yeah.
bullshit. They put it out on Craigslist. They got these actresses.
No.
I really think it's all
I don't even
jealous.
think it's that. I think it's some friends from college.
I think it's a lot of it's bullshit. I watched this one video recently of a guy being called out. He had a huge viral video about a guy, like a blind guy, going out on the street asking for a change for a 20, but he handed them a 50, and then they would give him the change for the 20 and then take the, it's like honesty prank or whatever. And so, or honesty bit.
Honesty prank.
So basically, honesty prank. But
Real
so
honest
it was like an Inside Edition interview with the guy because he had like 13 million views and it was a big deal in Australia. And it turned out that all the actors who were blurred out for the sake of the video were all actors he got on Craigslist. And like we're all fucking pissed because like we thought he was doing some movie. He didn't tell us what we were doing. We were just fucking around. And so now like, anyways, a lot of that shit's fake. It's all fake.
If you're making a lot of money on
we're
YouTube,
real.
you can afford to hire a bunch of fucking your friends to act for you for almost nothing.
So anyway, so that was extremely weird experience.
We keep it real.
Something that that also came up in putting out this video is something that I think has become. I always like to share, my thoughts or my insight into different types of things that maybe isn't clear on the surface. And what has really become my least favorite form of feedback is when, and I don't think this applies to anybody watching this right now, but it's kind of more general.
You guys are safe.
Yeah, no, more general thing is when we get I'm sure people watching this have seen this too. When you get that kind of comment that's like someone mad they're not like in on a joke, like, what? I can't enjoy this video. What is this a parody of? Someone tell me what this is a parody of. What? And and this video was a parody of the general type of video that we were talking about. But then there's videos that we do that are just silly for the sake of silly, and they don't have anything to do with anything. And I'll still see 1 or 2 of those in there. Someone tell me what this is a parody of. Oh, and then someone will say, "Oh, I think it's supposed to be this." Okay, finally, thank you. Now I like the video, and it's like, man, we really try hard to make these videos stand on their own. And I think this video doesn't need an attachment, even though we're talking about what inspired us to do it. I don't think it needs you to see anything else to enjoy it. And I think, that intro really sets it up well. Look at these horrible pranks this guy does. They're not funny. He's going to do another one. And I think that's all you need to see. And so I'm a big firm believer in it could stand on its own.
But I think, I mean, to be honest, this video did draw pretty closely from a specific video that came out recently that was a big hit.
Sure.
And if you look in the comments, a lot of people are familiar with that one. And you could track it down if you really want to see the original. But I agree with Rocco. I don't think you need to see the original to enjoy this video.
Yeah,
I think those comments, though, come from, I think our sense of humor, it comes from the fact that our sense of humor is a little bit dry, and I think it's a little bit funnier when you walk the line of, is this something that's really happening? Is this a joke? It's the kind of humor where you have to know, like, these guys are definitely joking, and it kind of makes you laugh. But if you have to ask that question, I could see how people would get confused.
Yeah, so and so I was gonna say too, I'm not complaining because I understand why that is. A lot of the things that we do in Mega64, there are a lot of fake hairs on me.
I just been watching it the whole show.
But you know, I think I'm not complaining at all, or really blaming those people at all, because a lot of what we inherently do as Mega64, we have so many inside jokes and. You know what I mean? Amongst us, you know, the second somebody says, "Is she nice?" there's a ton of people who know what that joke is.
Yeah.
And we don't explain that, and we don't whatever. So, I mean, we've essentially raised a ton of people watching the videos to think that way and go, "Oh, this is something." But then there's videos that we put out, and the perfect example I always think of is when we did our video FERP. Solving the PS3 network. People, what do you think? So many people were like, "What is this guy parodying? Who's he parodying?" And it's like, "Oh man, it's just a silly video," you know. So I'm just vocalizing thoughts. Yeah, I'm not really complaining. I don't blame anybody.
I think people don't realize how much like stuff influences comedy, and people who constantly have to put stuff out take a lot of references from things that you may not realize. For example, I was just reading this article recently, and it was all these moments in The Simpsons that were taken from like real photographs from the 70s that they had recreated. And it was a really interesting article because I had never realized it as a kid watching The Simpsons that they were making fun of so much stuff. But yeah, there would just be little scenes where it's like they go to a music festival and the way it's drawn is like the cover of the Woodstock album. Yeah, or like there's a famous photo of all these people fleeing Saigon, and there's a scene in The Simpsons where everybody has to like get out of a mall, and it's a recreation of that photo.
Yeah.
And it's just funny sometimes to reference real stuff and put it into your silly, stupid video.
Sure.
Even if people don't always get the reference, it just makes the video funny.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I could point to one of my favorite bits in South Park was after everything goes wrong at the Blockbuster, and it's Randy going down aisles with a sledgehammer, and it's shot just like The Shining. Yeah. And I watched it knowing, I love that they did that. But if you haven't seen The Shining, that scene's still funny. He's still like lumbering around like an idiot. So anyway, whatever. I'm just vocalizing my thoughts on that. But like I said, I don't hold it against anybody because I get that.
Yeah, I think it's cool though when people do that, because like when The Shining has all these emotions, and the way it's shot makes you feel it. The Shining is a movie about a person going crazy. Yeah. And so when you take a scene from The Shining and put it into a thing like South Park, then it just makes it all the more like his dad's going crazy in Blockbuster. It's
a comedic
richer.
Layer. Yeah.
The best line in the video is, I snatch kisses and vice versa.
Yeah.
By far.
And that's something taken out of reality, too.
Yeah. Didn't we see that on a shirt or something?
Yeah, it comes from, like, old Harley Davidson shirts and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's that, and then a guy, like, a motorcycle shirt, and on the back it says, "If you can read this,
the bitch fell off." Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
It's like that kind of shirt.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And you told me about it years and years ago. And it's funny because then when we recorded this, Eric was like, "All right, I want to do this, but I can't think of what to say." And it was like, I almost in a moment of like, Eric, duh. I was like, I snatch kisses and vice versa. You have to say
It's always been something we associate with Eric in our group. Just, I think you told us about it or something.
Just the meh after that.
I didn't realize that you actually made a Vine account and then a fake Twitter.
We made all that stuff.
I was like, oh wow, it's all really there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you dig a little deeper on that video and look those
that's all
fake Twitters
up. You know what? Rocco and I had it was so fun to make those accounts and then to follow people. Like, who are we gonna follow?
Who would this guy follow?
That was like the most fun.
Wow, this gets meta.
Guy Fieri.
Oh yeah, we went like
barbecue shark
deep into it.
Damn.
Oh yeah, it's fun.